Welcome to Building a Character, where I'm going to be building your favorite characters using Pathfinder and Spheres of Power. Check the description for the character sheet, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for notifications.
Listen, 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 listen. Fuck up, fuck up, fuck up, fuck up. Get out!
Today we'll be building Gordon Ramsay, the Master Chef. Let's begin. Goal number 1, Master Chef, obviously. Goal number 2, Intimidation. That's the one thing that he's good at next to cooking. Goal number 3, Idiot Sandwiches. It's a meme, don't ask, just look it up if you haven't seen it. On to race. Gordon is obviously a human, but screw that, I'm going Emberkin Asimar because it fits him better. He gets +2 intelligence for that sweet, sweet cooking, and +2 charisma for those intimidations. He has dark vision, celestial resistance for 5 acid, electricity, and fire resistance, and he gains the pyrotechnics spell-like ability. Next, we'll go on to stats. I'll be using 15-point buy, but roll for stats if your DM will allow it. Charisma and Constitution will be at 14. Why? Because I expect you to take the Gladiator Sphere down the line and let people know that they can't cook. On top of that, you're going to be a melee fighter, and you're going to need the Constitution. With the Gladiator Sphere and your Charisma modifier already being rather high, at some point you should get a Nightmare Stalker ability that allows you to intimidate someone and then teleport onto them, which will allow you to, in theory, be deeper in them than stuffing in turkey. Next, we'll be going with Dexterity and Intelligence at 12. You need to be smart to cook, and Dexterity is here because, again, you won't be wearing armor, and I expect you to have at least decent Dexterity. Wisdom will be at 11. I'd like it to be higher, but we need other things more. Strength will be at 10. See, this is the weird one, but at the same time, you aren't the fighter. You aren't the tank. You are support. But I still expect you to have your walk shield and your magic spoon to beat people to death. Make sure you take the dual wielding sphere, that way you can attack with both your shield and your spoon, and take the shield sphere, that way you do not lose shield AC when attacking with your walk tower shield. We'll kick things off with first level blacksmith, the Iron Chef blacksmith to be specific. You'll gain Equipment Specialist, which will give you an equipment talent for free. Take the Weapon Master talent, which will allow you to change your weapons damage to slashing, piercing, or bludgeoning, your choice. Next, you'll gain recipes, and this will take me 5 minutes to explain, so I'm not going to explain it. Basically, after a certain amount of time, you may cook food that gives your party buffs for a certain amount of time. Next, you gain Thunderous Blows, which adds a d6 every odd level to your sunder attempts. You'll want to sunder everything possible, which I don't think sundering actually works with dual wielding spheres, so keep that in mind. And at this level, our first feat will be Improved Initiative, because going first is always nice. Martial Tradition will be called the Hell's Kitchen Tradition. You'll gain the Unarmored Training, because obviously what is a chef doing armored, and the Shield Training from the Equipment Sphere, which will allow you to wield tower shields, along with the Ballroom and Shield Spheres for free. Ballroom is for improvised weapons, because I expect you to use a walk tower shield and a spoon to deal your damage. And the Shield Sphere is just so you may use Active Defense, which will increase your AC by 2, and you may apply your Shield AC to Deflection bonus rather than Shield bonus. That way, it'll apply for Touch AC. Second level Iron Chef Blacksmith, gain a Chef's Insight. You may replace this Chef's Insight with a Blacksmithing Insight, since they both count as the same thing, but you'll be grabbing Starches here for your Chef Insight. Starches basically increase the effectiveness of your recipes. You will also gain the Skilled Craftsman class feature, which allows you to make a number of checks with Profession Blacksmith rather than Perception, if I remember correctly. Talk to your DM about changing Profession Blacksmith to Profession Chef for RP purposes. Third level Iron Chef Blacksmith, gain the Reforge ability. The description of this ability will be in the description of the video. It would take me too long to explain it. You also gain the Craft Wondrous Items feat as a bonus feat. Your Thunderous Blows now deal 2d6, and you may now sunder natural armor and natural weapons. The feat at this level will be Muscular Reflexes for more attacks of opportunity. 4th level Iron Chefs gain another chef's or blacksmithing insight. Grab fruit. The biggest buff out of fruit will be the +4 enhancement bonus to strength, meaning at level 4 you can essentially give your entire party the equivalent of a, if I remember correctly, 10,000 gold magic item for a few hours. The stat increase at this level will be +1 constitution. 5th level Iron Chefs gain the craft magic arms and armor feat as a bonus feat. Your thunderous blows now deal 3d6, and the feat at this level will be Giant Slayer. Why Giant Slayer? Because things bigger than you should not dare step up to Gordon Ramsay. 6th level Iron Chefs gain a chef's or blacksmithing insight. Grab vegetables. The biggest buff out of vegetables is the +4 enhancement bonus to dexterity. Also, these enhancement bonuses can stack in the sense of you can have fruits and vegetables in the same meal and it'll apply both buffs. 7th level Iron Chefs gain a buff to Thunderous Blows. They now deal 4d6. The feat at this level will be an extra smithing insight. Use this for durable, which will give you the toughness and endurance feats for free. Or you can use it on Harvester, which will essentially allow you to sunder animals, dragons, magical beasts, plants, or vermins, and if it kills them, it will turn them into rations. Depending on their size, it can become a ration for one medium-sized creature or multiple medium-sized creatures. 8th level Iron Chefs gain another Chef's Insight. Grab Heat Forged. You now become immune to non-lethal damage caused by heat, kinda meh, and you gain fire resistance of 10. The fire resistance increases at 5th level by 5 and every 5 levels afterwards. You're getting it at level 8, but it still applies as if you got it earlier. Stat increase at this level will be +1 dexterity. 9th level Iron Chefs gain a buff to Thunderous Blows. They now deal 5d6 damage. You also gain a buff to your recipes. You may now add one additional flavor. That'll be in the description because the recipes is a very long entry in Spheres of Power. The feat at this level will be Antagonize. You essentially have a feat that grants you the Guardian Sphere challenge, where you can either diplomacy check someone and make them flustered, giving them a debuff, or you can piss someone off, making them attack you, also giving them a debuff. I would personally grab the Guardian Sphere also to stack challenge with this, just to annoy someone to death. 10th level Iron Chefs, you gain another Chef's Insight. Grab Aromatic Dishes. You can sicken enemies who eat your food, or you can buff allies with a diplomacy and buff check of +2 whenever they eat your food. 11th level Iron Chefs gain another buff to Thunderous Blows. They now deal 6d6 damage, and the feat at this level will be Titan Breaker, because the bigger you are, the harder Gordon Ramsay will knock you down. 12th level Iron Chefs gain another Chef's Insight. Take Stunning Blows. The creature must succeed a Fortitude saving throw of DC 10 plus half your Blacksmith levels plus your Constitution modifier, or be stunned for 1 round. The increased stat at this level will be +1 dexterity. 13th level Iron Chefs gain a buff to Thunderous Blows. Your Thunderous Blows now deal 7d6 damage. You gain another buff to your recipes. You may add another entree, and the feat at this level will be Vital Strike. 14th level Iron Chefs gain another Chef's Insight. Grab Expanded Preparation. This basically speeds up your cooking time. 15th level Iron Chefs gain another buff to Thunderous Blows. They now deal 8d6 damage. And the feat at this level will be Improved Vital Strike. 16th level Iron Chefs gain another Chef's Insight. Grab Fruits Expanded. It's basically fruits, but better. Stat increase at this level will be +1 Constitution. 17th level Iron Chefs gain a buff to Thunderous Blows. Your Thunderous Blows now deal 9d6 extra damage. You also gain a buff to your recipes again. You may add an additional flavor. And the feat at this level will be Greater Vital Strike. 18th level Iron Chefs gain another Chef's Insight. Grab Herbs and Spices. It gives you a general boost to all of your saving throws for anyone that eats your food. If I remember correctly, I believe it's +2, non-enhancement bonus. 19th level Iron Chefs gain your last buff to Thunderous Blows. They now deal an additional 10d6 damage, and the feat at this level will be Extra Combat Talent. Our capstone will be the 20th level of Iron Chef, which grants another Chef's Insight. Take Vegetables Expanded. It's basically vegetables with better. And you gain 1 Constitution for the stat increase at this level. Now it's time for the pros and cons. For pros, you apply great party buffs. a +4 enhancement bonus to strength at level 4, a +4 enhancement bonus to dexterity, and both of them can stack on top of one another. Not to mention the bonuses to saving throws, diplomacy, and all of those other different things in between. Number 2, you're a jack of all trades. By the end, your stats are basically going to all be 14 except for your constitution and your charisma, if I remember correctly. So there shouldn't be anything that you're bad at, but this will also tie into the cons later. There's not anything that you're really good at other than cooking and intimidation. Number 3, it's going to make for some hilarious RP. I honestly hope someone makes this build, and if you do, throw in the comments your a story, or join my Discord, honestly. I want to know a story that you have with this build. For cons, you're a jack of all trades, obviously. Number 2, you have some rather low AC for a melee fighter. I think it's maybe 23 at the most, not including your dexterity bonus from eating your food or any magic items you might get. Just keep that in mind. And the last one, it's basically a toss-up. Probably going to be a dick if you play this character. And honestly, I'm still interested in that story. Please leave a comment or join my Discord and let me know. I hope you enjoyed the video. And next week's build will actually be a Black History Month build. It's going to be Static Shock because I forgot this was February. See you later.